Hello and welcome back to the Poultry Network podcast. I'm Tom Woolman.
And I'm Tom Willings.
Hello, Tom.
Good afternoon. Good afternoon. Welcome back.
Thank you.
Well?
I am. Yeah, I'm very well.
You're sat in the dark. Are you in Brazil? Are you with everybody else that is anybody or nobody in COP30?
I'm still waiting for my invite as keynote speaker at COP. I'm sure if we keep on plugging away at this little media role for a few years, eventually we'll get invited to COP, won't we? To talk about the big issues.
I think Tom, by the time that you and I are invited, it'll be all over. If the leaders of the free world have decided it's beneath them, then it's only a matter of time before they fold it all up and think, do you know what? Paving our way through the Amazon isn't such a great idea for a conference once in a blue moon. And we'll have missed the boat.
Well,
or however it is they travel there.
COP does also stand for close of play, doesn't it? So
very good.
Maybe not a great acronym.
Very good. We've got a light-hearted episode ahead of us. We should probably tell everybody else that normally there are three of us, but you only ever get to listen to two because our third brother-in-arms, our editor, our producer, our boss, is in the background waving his arms in metaphorical sense, telling us what to say, sort of hand up the proverbial back. But today it's just you and me, so cats away, mice shall play, sort of thing.
Yeah, so I'm in control at the moment of this podcast, and I've been having a little bit of a mess around.
Oh God!
And I've downloaded some sound effects.
God.
I've got we could introduce our guest today, who is Henrietta the chicken.
Henrietta goes on even more than me.
She does, yeah. She's the same old thing, moan, moan, moan. So who knows?
You haven't got any more of those, have you? Because I'm going to sign off if you have.
I haven't. But if I feel like you're going on for too long, Tom, I might just interrupt you with a chicken.
Before we do talk chicken, let's talk sheep. Just for everybody anybody that listens to this will only want to know how your apartheid sheep are getting along, or not.
My apartheid, yeah. I mean, they're still not really integrating. Sometimes they integrate for short periods, but very quickly sort of separate themselves. So that's not going so great. I put the ram in fairly recently.
That'll stir things up.
Well, it certainly has stirred things up, and we put what's called a raddle on the ram. A lot of the listeners to this podcast will be familiar with sheep production, but for those that aren't familiar with what a raddle is, it's like a little harness that goes on the ram, and it's got a little crayon on the front, so that you can see when he's mounted the ewes, you can see who he's mounted and when he has. And
it must be quite a colour. What colour have you gone for? Bearing in mind you've got some black ones in there.
Well, it's bright green, a nice bright green. Yeah, it matches the grass. It's lovely. So that's been going very well, and the marks have been appearing on the bottoms of all of the ewes. But interestingly, there's one sheep in particular that she's got marks on her bottom, but then actually she's got marks in all sorts of other places as well. So she's got marks on her shoulders and on her sides. And I just thought, well, yeah, fair play to you. You
adventurous.
I might be calling you sheep, but you're clearly not just following the flock with the way you're going about things.
What would be fascinating? Fascinating might be the wrong choice of word, but it'd be interesting to see if it catches on. If they. Let's change the subject. Let's change the subject. This is absolutely awful. We're going to get into all sorts of bother. I would have thought. Have you eaten any chicken or egg this week?
Have I eaten any chicken or egg? I did. I had a big pile of scrambled egg. I stayed at a bed and breakfast this week, and they said, "What do you want for breakfast? Do you want any bacon or any sausage?" I said, "No, I just want a nice big pile of scrambled eggs," and that's exactly what they gave me, with some parsley garnished on the top. Yeah. How about yourself?
Well done, thank you. Yeah, I've been reciprocating. So I hit the chicken. My sister bought a spatchcock organic chicken she wants her head read, really, because it's probably about 40 quid or something. No offence to anyone that's producing that, by the way. I'm sure it is absolutely worth every
and no
penny.
offence to your sister either.
No, my sister can take the offence. It's ludicrous. I think the person that ate the majority of it was her 5-year-old. So, it's obviously very, very tasty. But I looked at it and I almost wanted to frame it rather than eat it. It must have been pretty expensive. But again, good value, no doubt. Good value.
Yeah, very good, very good.
There we are.
Well, I've got.
Let's get into the content. Oh, sorry. Go on.
Well, no, I've got one final chicken anecdote, which is almost too good to pass up. So I was in London last night, and I was coming back from London today, and I was sat in Paddington station waiting for my train, with a croissant and a coffee
and a moustache.
Yes.
What a picture.
Looking out into the distance, when all of a sudden a man came up to my table and he looked at me intently in the eye and he said, "Would you like a poem?" I said, "Oh, I don't usually get that sort of an invitation, but you know me, I'm very open-minded. I'm up for all sorts of things." So I said, "Yeah." I said, "I'll have a poem." And he said, "What would you like a poem about?" He said, "I can do all sorts of poems." I said, "Oh, that's interesting." I said, "Could you do me a poem about chickens?" And he looked away for a little moment, and he said, "Yeah, I think I can." So he sat down and he delivered this poem to me, which was all about it was about Easter, and it was about taking eggs from chickens and painting them. And it was good, and it was a really good poem. I thought it was fantastic. And I got to the end and I said, "Well, who wrote that?" And he said, "I did." So I just wanted to give a big shout out to James Pendle, for it is he, who's the self-proclaimed poet of Paddington Station. And apparently he does poetry in Paddington Station on a Friday morning. So if you're ever in Paddington Station on a Friday, seek him out, see if he's got any other poems about chickens. But I just thought that put a smile on my face at the beginning of the day.
Did you take a note of it? Did you write it down or record it or anything like that?
No, I didn't. No. But I'm gonna look it out because I do have a few poems about chickens. I like to collect poems about chickens, so I could add it to the stack there.
There we go. Friday, Paddington. Put it in your diary. We've got a few other diary dates. That was a seamless segue into what we actually talk about, which is dates for the diary. Before we look forward, though, we should look back in terms of the week that's just gone on, because it's not just COP30 that's going on around us. We mentioned last time you and I were recording that the Welsh were overdue a housing order, and in a magical win for Daily Mail style journalism, the undoubted pressure that you and I must have accumulated. We shouldn't take all the credit, but not less than a week later, it's been announced and it's already in place. So yes. Congratulations to Welsh government, and mainly congratulations to Welsh farmers of outdoor poultry.
Yes,
too late for a few, sadly, but
but certainly one thing to make the situation slightly more bearable for the majority of other farmers. Yes, no, that was good news.
Let's look forward then. What have we got coming up?
So I was just looking at the different events that are going on, and quite often I go to a few events and I say to people, "Are you going?" And people said, "Oh, I haven't heard of it." So I thought we could have a good opportunity to look forward at some of the events that are coming up over the next few months. I guess the first one is Befrepa Live, which is on the 28th of November, which, quite frankly, you haven't heard of Befrepa Live. You have been living under a rock, probably, for the last 6 months. But it's the big free range show, isn't it? I say it's the big free range show. Really, it's the big egg show. There's anyone who is anyone there, and I've been once, and I was even amazed. There were a whole load of people there that I wasn't expecting to be there. There are meat farmers tentatively looking round, trying to see whether they might be able to build a chicken shed and start producing eggs as well. So it's quite an interesting show, and a great big gala dinner as well in the evening.
Yeah. It's a very good bellwether, really, for the mood in the industry, the health of the industry, the profitability of an industry, and it's gone through phases of being attended predominantly by trade and not so many farmers. And in the last couple of years, the farmers have come back. in a big way. And I think that, the numbers coming through the door are kind of record level, which is also testament to and paid tribute to Keith and the organisers of that event, because they work incredibly hard to put on a very, very good set of speakers for the audience during the day. But as you rightly say, the evening is quite a bash as well. It's it's become a real high point of the calendar, I think. Looking forward to it.
So then on the 4th of December, there's actually 2 events going on in different parts of the country. In Lancashire, there's the Lancashire Poultry Club's Christmas dinner on the 4th of December. That's also the date for the South West Chicken Association Christmas dinner, which happens down at Congressbury, just outside of Bristol. So I will certainly be going to the South West Chicken Association Christmas dinner, because it's one of my local ones.
Yeah.
And there's a charity auction, which is raising money, and we've come up with a bit of a prize, haven't we, to go into the charity auction this year.
Listen in here, people, because this is almost once in a lifetime. Well, it is once in your lifetime so far, because we've never done this before. But no,
we may never do it again.
Yeah, if it's £4 and you've had to fork out to buy your own prize just to save face, then we're never doing it again. But in all seriousness, actually, there is quite a big value price tag attached to what we're giving away here in the corporate sponsorship world of the Sustainability Hub podcast. What we're offering, and Tom will do the unveil in a moment, but what we're offering actually has got a fairly hefty price tag attached. So go on, Tom, tell us all about it. I'll be quiet.
So what the idea that we've come up with is we've been doing a few of these podcasts now, haven't we? And it's quite fun to have a look at either what's been happening this week or pick subjects or people that you want to talk to. And it's quite exciting to then put that into action and speak to people. And what we want to do is offer an opportunity to guest edit the Poultry Network podcast. So whoever wins this prize will have the opportunity to pick the guests to interview, pick the subject to talk about, and really shape the output within reason, of course. There are some things that I absolutely will not say. Goes without saying. Please don't.
Bearing in mind what else we've said so far today, I can't imagine what that might be. But
so it's a really good opportunity, whether you're someone from a commercial background that wants your company to get a bit of airtime and to be talked about, or actually, even if you're not necessarily looking at this as a commercial opportunity, maybe you just know someone that's really funny and really interesting, and you'd like us to talk to them, or there's an area or a story that you want to tell. It's a great opportunity to be able to set that out and use the Poultry Network podcast as a vehicle to do that.
Exactly, and we're here to help with the legwork in preparation. So you haven't got to come with all the ideas, just a kernel of something to talk about, and then we can help you develop and flesh that out. And make sure that you enjoy it. You can decide to participate and be on the mic if you want to, or you can stay behind the scenes and make sure that whatever it is that you're passionate about, or you've got a particular point of view or belief in, whatever it might be, that you with us bring it to life and bring it to the attention of a few more people. So if you're going to the South West Chicken Association event, and you're going to get involved with the auction over dinner, I think Patrick Hook will be an excellent auctioneer. Then please do bid. Please do put your hand in your pocket. It's all for a fantastic charity, fantastic cause, and we would love to work with you to record your very own episode of the Poultry Network podcast.
And they have got some other prizes that are quite good. I've heard that there is a swimming pool in the auction.
We've got staunch competition. I'm slightly concerned that the swimming pool is going to get all of the funds, and we might get left behind. We're going to be competing with a turkey. In fact, we'll probably do quite well if we match the price that the turkey goes for, if we're honest. But yeah.
Well, nothing ventured, nothing gained. Yeah, so,
indeed.
So that's on the 4th of December. Then the next South West Chicken Association event it takes place on the 21st of January, which is when they hold their annual general meeting, and they have a technical meeting as well that's bolted onto that, and they have that at Padbrook Park Hotel, which is just outside of Columpton.
Yeah.
And then it's
an old haunt.
It is, isn't it? Well, I used to live in Columpton actually for a period when I was running a farm, and it's a little chicken city down there.
I still have flashbacks for my evenings in Padbrook Park. I'm sure there must be one or two farmers in the southwest who will remember my time in a previous life down in Padbrook Park. I always felt as though I was going to have bread rolls thrown at me or something infinitely more solid and painful. But yeah.
Well, you survived. That's the main thing.
I did.
Yeah. And the final event, which is another broiler event, is the Northern Broiler Conference, which is happening on the 10th of February next year in Bradford. So that's always very good. So they have a dinner beforehand as well. And yeah, again, there's a lot of really interesting poultry businesses in that area, and there's usually a very good turnout. So put that in your diaries if you want to come along.
Yeah, lots of dates for the diary. 4th of December, that's the biggie. That's your Southwest Chicken Association Christmas event with charity raffle for the podcast editor's role. So make sure you get down there for that. Tom, we should just mention that other news this week is change in the NFU Poultry Board.
Yes, news which took us a little bit by surprise. I think given that the normal elections take place in February, but also I think this change, the change that's happened, is James Mottershead has stood down as Poultry Board Chair and is stepping back from his NFU duties for now to focus on his business. I think he says it's been quite a difficult decision, but I also appreciate the amount of time and energy that position requires with the NFU. It's quite amazing, frankly, that he's done it, and he's done it for as long as he has. He's contributed really even before he was chair. He's been doing this for a good number of years, trying to run a chicken farm and trying to do all the politicking that goes along with being on the NFU. He's been replaced by the very capable Will Raw, who was vice chair up until this point, and I think Will is gonna stand in until February, and then they'll see what happens in February going onwards. But so fantastic. Luck to Will. I hope it goes really well. I think we should never really take for granted how much effort some of these people put into working on behalf of businesses like the NFU and working behind the scenes, because quite often a lot of that work is going on behind closed doors. You don't see it, and people are trying to run businesses at the same time, have families. So I just say, thanks to James and thanks to Will for all of your work.
Here, yeah, and to anybody else involved in any of those sorts of organisations giving up their time while trying to run a business, a point you made really, really clearly, really well. Yeah, yeah. Thank you.
So
that's time.
Also, Henrietta's telling us that it's time that we started wrapping up the podcast.
Tom, as ever. Good to see you. Everybody else, thank you for listening. Sorry about Henrietta. We'll make sure that doesn't make a reappearance. But until next time.
Bye-bye.